Hello, sweethearts. It's energy. I want to wish you first a wonderful autumnal equinox, our fall equinox. It's finally here. We're on the cusp of Virgo and Libra. And I want to keep this message very brief. I don't know if this is going to be part of the deep dive series, but I can tell you this is this is a little message for those who have survived narcissistic abuse. I don't want to get too deep or too dark, but as I'm unpacking this for myself, I wanted to just put out this reminder here. You are where you've always wanted to be, where you hoped you'd be once you've survived what you've survived. And I was talking to a friend earlier today, still in the middle of it, but I was talking to a friend, and she was presented with an opportunity at work. And as I was telling her all these things of how she, deserves it, and how, what this looks like, what this new chapter is going to be for her, I thought about it, and I had said something to her that it took a second for me to understand that it applied to me as well too. And what I told her was, you went through all that you went through in order for you to be able to carry this new responsibility, for you to be able to carry this new, I don't want to use the word load, because it's not a load, but it is a responsibility, right? You went through all you went through to be able to carry this newfound glory, right? So that you won't be able to, let me rephrase that. You went through all that you went through in order to carry this newfound glory. You went through what you went through in order to carry this newfound glory without buckling or breaking. And that's the key, without buckling or breaking. This was always meant to be yours, right? This happiness was always meant to be yours. These opportunities were always meant to be yours. You grinned and bare it, and you bit the bullet, and you all these acronyms, right? All these whatever, right? You did all this shit to be right here. And so going back to the last video that we had, where we were talking about release, rest, receive, right? That is what all this was for. That's what all of this was for. But getting back to why I'm bringing up this and why it has to do with a certain stage of your recovery from narcissistic abuse, right, is you do all this work and you make new plans, and you've been through hellfire. You've been through hellfire, right, in layman's terms, in order to be able to, if it was a romantic relationship, in order to be able to hold this new love that's worth more than what you had, what you thought you had, at least, right? So it's this, to be able to sustain it, to be able to hold it. And so we get to a certain part of recovery where now it's just really quiet. It's quiet, and you've done all these things, and you've been manifesting all these things, and you've been doing the inner work, doing the shadow work, you've been doing all of it, And maybe you might have been asking, well, when is it my turn? Like, I've done the work. I literally have been in the corner for months. I didn't go outside, and I planned to be outside. I wasn't outside at all, bro. Like when? And this is the part I feel that a lot of us who are in recovery get frustrated with and get scared with. It's the quiet. It's, you've done all the work that needed to be done. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not more work to be done, because there is, right? When you finally get the things, right? But now you're in the quiet. It's the quiet before the storm. And it may not be, when we say storm, it's not like the fire again. It's not that. It's boom, now this is here. Here you are. You're in it. And it's this quiet. It's this quiet that I feel like, as a person who's recovering from narcissistic abuse, it was never quiet. The thoughts were never quiet. The energy was never quiet. It was never still. There was always something happening. There was always something happening. And so you're sitting here now where there's like nothing happening in that way, right? We talk about how this energy, or the lack thereof, or the stress, right, takes a toll on your body, right? Now you're sitting here, your body's trying to recalibrate itself, right? It's trying to recalibrate itself with your hormones, or your nervous system, or your thought patterns. So you're here recalibrating. But the recalibration looks like you got breakouts on your face, and you have things you have to do, and now you're like worried, like, oh my God, how am I going to do these things looking like this? But then at the same time, you're just like, whatever. So like, this stillness becomes scary, because you're like, nothing's happening. That means nothing. Like, I'm getting nothing. I'm doing nothing. There's nothing happening. Something's wrong because nothing's happening. And the challenging part at this moment, and the reason why I say challenge, because you could always overcome a challenge. Remember, we're talking about picking our words wisely, because this creates an energy over yourself. The challenge becomes now still trusting that, if you're a spiritual person, the premonitions and the little winks from the universe, telling you that this is yours, you're having this is yours, I didn't lie to you, you're getting this. Still staying and believing that it's coming, even though nothing's happening. Like, in your face, nothing's happening in your face. Just because it's not happening in your face doesn't mean it's not happening in the energetic realm, in the spirit realm. You know what I mean? Because they're two separate things. But you don't see it in your face. So now you're like, what is that? Is that just it? Is that it? Is that all I get? Silence? The fuck is silence? I have this to do. I have that to do. And it's a perfectly normal feeling to feel in this society, when you need things to live, to survive here. Let's just put it like that. Not to live, but to survive, right? You need money so that you can buy food, pay your bills, do your things that you like to do that bring you joy, take care of your family, take care of yourself, what have you, right? So now we're in the silence. What is that? It hasn't been silent for so long that I forgot that this too is also a sign. that what you've asked for is here. This too is also a sign of you finally choosing you and realizing that the craziness that was happening and the things that you felt and the shit that you went through and that the horror that you've seen in these relationships, these partnerships, whether it's parental, friends, romantic, the horrors that you've seen, you've wished for times like these, and now you have it, and your body's so used to being stressed that it's like, oh my god, the fuck is this? Like, the fuck is this? It's peace. And so many of us don't have peace, that when peace comes, we don't know what it looks like. We're so used to torment and stress and having to beg and plead and cry and put boots to the ground, heels to the ground, hands to the ground, knees to the ground, crying, screaming, scraping, all these things. We're so used to the hard work that now that we're just sitting here and it's silent, we don't know what to do. And that's where I am at this moment. You know, I started creating these videos because the universe wanted me to do it. Because I was doing these things with my friends, and it's just, you know, helping them out and helping them realize these things, and also talking to myself this way, and you know, my clients as a life coach, my clients as a Reiki practitioner. So I want to make sure that when we have these conversations that I don't sugarcoat the shit for you. Other pages will be using sweet language and talking to you all gently and shit. And it's a joke with my friends. They're like, you're mean. It's not that I'm mean. I am a September Virgo. I am blunt. Because within all of this, me telling you the way it is, not sugarcoating shit, that's my way of showing you I fucking love you. Because if you look at my actions right afterwards, after I'm telling you the blunt truth, I'm building you up. I'm telling you what it is that we can do next. We're finding solutions. It's not just you fucked up. Yeah, you fucked up, but I understand why you fucked up. This is the reason why you fucked up. I get you. I'm here with you on this. You made a mistake. People make mistakes. Yeah, you were dumb at this moment. I get it. It felt good for you to do that. It felt good for you to do that at that moment, or feel this way, or you needed to let this out. You needed to let the energy out. But now that you've done that, now that you feel the way you feel, what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? You've said your emotions. You said what it is that you needed to say. Sometimes that takes days, right? But the way that I see this, and the way that the universe is saying, just be yourself. This is authenticity, right? I'm going to tell you as I'm feeling it too, because as I'm telling you these things, it does, like I was going through it. I have been going through it. I'm going through it. I'm not just telling you to do these things, and I don't take my own advice. Before I tell you these things, I have my crash outs. Then I can tell you these things, but I can't tell you these things until I understand it for myself. Then it'll just be me ranting. I don't want to rant to you guys. I want to rant sometimes, but then I want to give you solutions. I want to give you explanations. I want to give you a way out of this. We're not just crashing out and then not understanding and not doing something about it. It would be pointless. That's not what this is about. This is not what my guides told me to do. And this is not what I always wanted to do anyways. So that's where we're at this moment. I don't know what quiet looks like. I've never had it. I don't know what peace looks like. I've never had it. I've never had it. I've never held on to it. What I thought was peace wasn't even peace, bro. So now we're here and we're like, what the fuck is going on? And we're freaking out. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to say it again for people who are hard of hearing. That is okay. If you freak out, it's okay. Fucking freak out. That gets out the energy as well too. That allows you freak out loud in a healthy way. Right? But that lets you finally hear yourself. Finally hear your fears. Hear what's going on in your head, and it's not just sitting there rotten. And then once you finally hear yourself, you're like, okay, well, if this was my friend, how would I help them if they came out and told me these things? How would I help them? How would I make them feel better? How would I help them find solutions? It's not just about feel better. I could put a Band-Aid on anything and it'll still be a gash, a gaping wound. You can't fix a gaping wound with a fucking Band-Aid. Oh my God. There's 2 cranes. I get distracted easily sometimes. And like I said, the universe will give you these signs. And there's this huge abyss. And I didn't know that there was more than 2 where I am in the woods. That's where I always record. And they just flew past me. So this is the universe's way of saying, expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. Gifts are all around. Just because it's silent doesn't mean it's not here. That crane just flew right past me, and it's silent. It wasn't making a noise like a geese, whatever. It wasn't making a sound like a blue jay. It's silent. It's slow. If you watch the way it walks in water to get its food, it moves slow and it's quiet. If you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't even know it was there. That's the silence. And this is what I'm talking about when I tell you guys, nature will always give you the answers. It'll always show you. It'll always tell you. If you don't pay attention, you won't know. My mother used to say this saying. She said my great-grandmother used to say this saying. Her grandmother, she said, if it was a snake, it would have bit you. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Now, I don't really like snakes because there's this other things for me, symbols for me. However, snakes are quiet. You wouldn't even know they're in the bushes until it bites you. It'll see you before you see it. And I feel like this is why we get so confused. Is that we don't see that what we've been searching for has been searching for us this whole time. You have been in search of each other. Peace has been looking for you because it has messages for you. Love has been looking for you because it has messages for you. Opportunities have been looking for you because it has messages for you, so that you can finally see yourself. All these things are different ways of you finally seeing yourself. So I'm going to cut this short, right? And I just want to close it out and tell you guys, if you're in your quiet and you've been in the quiet for a minute, maybe you haven't realized you're in the quiet, you're in the peace stage now of your recovery, right? From the narcissist, or just from a stressful moment of your life. If you've been in the quiet and now you've gotten to a point where you're restless with the quiet, that means it's time for you to receive. It's time for you to finally take your last harvest, as we're in the autumnal equinox. As we today celebrate not only the equinox, but we celebrate the Wiccan holiday Mabon. It is time for you to finally receive. And when people give you gifts, sometimes it's not always making a big hoopla about it. They're not always going to be loud and like, I got you something. Like, if it's a true gift and somebody has been watching you and like, you know what, this person has been doing X, Y, and Z. They've been going at it. They've been da 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 da, right? Whatever it may be. They're like, I see you. You could wake up one day, let's say you're at work, and you have all your coworkers seeing you, your director seeing you, your boss seeing you, whatever it may be, right? You're in a good, healthy job. And they see everything that you've been doing. And you walk in one day and you're thinking it's a regular, normal day. It's peaceful. Maybe you don't have a bunch of clients, depending on what type of job you're doing. And lo and behold, you have all these gifts on your desk. Could be a promotion, could be more money, it could be a physical gift, like, somebody went past this store that you guys usually go to and they got you, some cupcakes, or maybe they got you a physical gift, whatever it may be, right? Like, you have multiple gifts on your desk, and you're like, whoa, what happened? I thought it was just going to be a normal day today. They're like, it still is a normal day, but we want to give you this. I see you. I see you. I see the me in you as you see the you in me. I'm going to tell you, that's why I love Avatar so much. There's other things with that, of course, but I love the movie Avatar. I love it. I love it. I love it. I see you. I see you every day. And not only does people say that to you, the universe will say that. And that's where people, new relationships, new friendships, new partnerships, new jobs, who see you. And sometimes that gift will be, come with me, I see you. Let me show you what you're worth. If the other places couldn't show you what you are worth, let me show you what you are worth. And sometimes that comes in silence. It doesn't come in as in, I'm going to tell you, blah, 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 all out. No. Sometimes it comes in silence. So, sweethearts, everything is going to be okay. These are timeless messages. This is not just for, Mabon, or for, for the autumnal equinox or whatever. It's not just for these specific times. This is for all day, every day, because you never know when it's going to happen. So I love you all. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy the silence, because right now is where you finally receive. Ashe. I'll see you later. This is Energy waving out.